Shefsky here, and welcome to Fantasy House. Every week we go on a guided tour of a different person's imaginary home, and boy, do they get weird and wild and show us some cool shit. Nathan Hurd, for example, he's got a zero-gravity room. You just go in the room, flip a switch, and you float around. How relaxing would that be after a long day of work? Huh? Fifi Dosh, she showed us her personal bullet train that takes you to her own personal mountaintop that has a hot tub up top. We actually hung out in there. We drank together. We ate fresh pancakes cooked over an iron skillet. I mean, it's all imaginary, but it's such a fun imaginary experience. John and Tom from Chad Goes Deep, their house is actually a friggin' cloud that floats around. They can drive around like a motorhome. They can just drive the cloud to anywhere on the planet. And their kitchen had pigs just wandering around with cooked bacon growing off of their backs, which I know it sounds like, ugh, bacon growing off their back. That seems so gross. But let me just tell you something. You snap the bacon off, you can eat bacon. And the beauty of it is you don't have to kill any of these pigs. Now I know some of us are primal. We got some Rogan listeners that are like, I need to kill it to enjoy it. But for some of us, we're like, dude, if I could just have steak without hurting anything, I could have the best of both worlds. That's what John and Tom from Chad Goes Deep had in their fantasy house. Nat Bamel, dude, the guy didn't even have a bathroom in his fantasy house. He had a wizard. Anytime you had to go to the bathroom, a wizard would appear anywhere in his fantasy house. You could just be hanging out on the couch. You could be walking around. You could be watching TV. You could be cooking in the kitchen. Whatever you're doing, this wizard would just pop out, knowing without you having to say it. They would just know inside your head, oh, you got to go poop, and the wizard would magically make your poop disappear from inside your body, and you'd feel great. Like I don't even have to go to the bathroom. That was going to the bathroom in Nat Bamel's house. That's what this show's about. It's weird. It's wild. People just. You get it. You understand why this is the world's #1 NSFW real estate podcast. It's the world's, I think it's the only not safe for work real estate podcast. It's like HGTV, if you just downed a bunch of mushrooms and got all trippy with it, it's like MTV Cribs if it was in a limitless cartoon universe. So I hope that you enjoy it. I know you will. I'm really excited for you to come on the journey with us and really let loose that spirit of Mr. Rogers' make-believe, coupled with modern adults being real and raw. We talk about sex, we talk about drugs, bathrooms, people get passionate, and I'm all about free speech and people just being real. It's a safe space for people that believe in freedom and free speech and just being the organic humans that they are. All right, so we're not judging anyone. We don't have any physically violent people on this show. We have just wonderful human beings from all different walks of life, different political perspectives, different financial areas, all over. And I feel that's the beauty of reality, is that we're all here. And when we can diplomatically get together and be creative together, I mean, that's our common bonds, instead of worrying about all the differences and whatnot. Every episode is brought to you by me, Jon Shefsky. I'm your local Southern California realtor. I deal with first-time home buyers. A ton of my friends are artists, and they're just buying their first homes, and I love it. I feel so good being with them, walking them through it, and it's just a pleasure getting to help people take a step into that, because I know when I took a step into getting my first house, it really changed my life in so many wonderful ways. And so it's a very exciting process to be a part of. I also have experienced home buyers and sellers that, have been around the block. This ain't their first rodeo. And I love working with them too, because I learned so much from people that have been buying and selling homes for 20 years. I learned a lot from them, and it's really great. I love the teamwork aspect of it. A lot of satisfaction in being of service. I feel like a golden retriever that's just getting pat on top of its head, and they're just like, good boy. And I feel so much like that golden retriever. I feel so just like, I'm a good boy. I love it. My tongue's hanging out my mouth. I'm smiling. It's just a fantastic experience. So if you want to talk real estate, please do not hesitate to reach out. I would love to be of service. Consultations are free. And even if you're not in California, I have an awesome referral network with some great agents all over the country. I have got great agents in, just to list a few, Nashville, Chattanooga, Boise, Idaho, Austin, Texas. I mean, like Arizona, over by Phoenix, Surprise, Arizona, Scottsdale. I've just got a fantastic referral network. So if you just need anything, I would love to be the person that you think of. Like, we got to call Shefsky. We got to email Shefsky. We got to get in touch with Shefsky because we got some real estate stuff we need to figure out. So that would be my pleasure. Just send me an email, fantasyhousepodcast@gmail.com. That's fantasyhousepodcast@gmail.com. My guest today is a hilarious stand-up comic. He's a father. He is a writer doing screenplays, and he's been at it, kicking ass and taking names, and a great dude. We used to do a lot of gigs together, and I'm excited for this. It's going to be a good one. Claude Stuart is here. Yes. Now.
Come on.
Yes. Now, in the words of the great Angelo Bowers, let us do this.
Won't you take it all around over to your fantasy house? Your host with the most experience guest in your fantasy house. Get all the money for expensive construction. The only limit is your imagination.
Oh my God, John, there's a dude, and again, I'm in San Diego here with mother-in-law, but there's a dude in the neighborhood. I kid you not. This is what he does, okay? Every time I'm taking a walk, he never wears a mask, but he does this. He sees me and he goes, like he just holds his breath, like it's just going to magically protect him. Like I'm trying to just imagine his thought process. Like, all right, I don't have any protection, so I'll just pretend that I do.
That's so. Well, maybe he's into the breathing exercises. What's his name? The guy that's always on Rogan. He's just holding his breath. He's counting to 30. Was it Willem Hof or whatever? Yeah.
Yes. Well, and I'm imagining this guy like, okay, what is he? He's about to have sex. He's with his partner. All right, honey, here's the deal. I forgot the condoms, but don't worry. I'm just gonna fake a boner.
He's faking a boner. He's like, actually, he thinks he's inhaling, and it's not only does it inflate my lungs. Actually, if you hold your breath while you come, it's probably really hard. So.
Oh yeah, you deflate. You don't inflate.
I'm so good at this. I don't even need you to strangle me anymore, honey. I'll just hold my own breath.
What's the safe word? You just turn blue.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
It's hard to say the safe word when you're holding your breath. Just so you know, if our listeners I just want you guys to be safe.
I hope you know Morse code. Just
that was the headboards. That was hitting the headboards. It's making them Morse code. Be careful, folks. Be careful out there.
I think you and I'm looking at both the images. I think we both lost pandemic weight, which I know is kind of a rarity.
Oh, starting it off with a compliment. I love you, dude. You're the best guest I've had in a long time. I appreciate that. Yeah, dude. What have you been doing to stay healthy in the pandemic?
Man, I just it's funny because my full-time writing gig, I was writing for the same show for like 3.5 years, and I was lucky enough to be writing for the first half of the pandemic, and then they went on hiatus mid-June.
Yeah.
So it's been cool because I got more family time, and we're all supposed to say that, right? No, that part's great. And then I've been able to start writing my own projects, which is cool. I've written a pilot. I'm actually on my fourth movie, which is great. Yeah. Hey, you know what they say? Quantity, not quality, right?
It's actually true though. As an artist, we got to come back to what we're talking about. But dude, as an artist, you just ticked me into a spot that has to be brought up all the time.
Yes.
I used to suffer from agonizing over my work. It has to be perfect. And you realize not only is that like not as noble and wonderful as you think it is, right? If you've ever read like The War of Art or talked to successful artists,
yes,
it's an ego trip to think everything has to be perfect in my work. And it's like, shut up about your work and how perfect and original you think you are. Admit that everything you're doing, every word you've processed is from people before you and people that you're being influenced by now. You didn't invent anything. You're just part of a giant system, and just make your art and get it out there. And as soon as I accepted that and stopped realizing, woe is me, I have to write a play that everybody's going to say, John did the perfect play and he's great.
Right.
It is about quantity. Make your art. Hurry up. Whether it's one thing that you're just making over and over again or whatever it is, make your art and get it out there, right?
No, that's it. I mean, I think people forget, a lot of comedians forget, I know I did many times, that most of writing is rewriting,
Yeah.
So,
it's all drafts,
okay.
Dog.
Yeah, dude, it's okay.
All just drafts.
Constantly repolish, So yeah, man, through the pandemic, I pretty much, Zoom shows, writing, and then as far as keeping in shape, this sounds crazy, but I eat a little less, I drink a little more, and I chase my kid. That's it. And somehow I've lost weight.
Do you drink more water, or are you talking about drinking?
No, both.
Yeah.
Dude, I pick and choose my nights, but there have been some nights where I'm drinking like Nick Nolte and Amanda Bynes.
I love it.
St. Patty's Day.
I love it. And especially if you at all think of yourself as a writer, how can you not drink? Between Hunter Thompson and Christopher Hitchens, I'm like, you have to have some whiskey over there, or you're not a writer. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, listen, man.
God bless you if you're sober, but still.
Oh, dude, I mean, Hunter S. Thompson will make you feel sober. You're like, oh, God, maybe I have a problem. Then you're like, listen, I'm not taking hardcore acid and seeing lizards wrestle every night of my life. I'm okay.
Yeah, that's one. I'm not sacrificing my mind to be a better writer. That's one thing I'm doing. I'm not going to lose mental composure just so I can write better. Because some people do it. God bless you. Good work. But
I know.
Not me, bro.
Dude, I don't need to go to Vegas every weekend and think that I'm an amoeba trying to fight a euglena. Just to save the universe, But
I am grateful that someone else did that, though, so I can enjoy the fruits of their sacrifice. It is.
Hey, man, he tripped for our sins, John.
That's. Oh, dude, that's very religious of you. I need that on a shirt. He tripped for our sins, guys. He did it.
Dude, John, it's so funny because I was talking. I have two friends of mine who are like these very be prepared guys.
Oh yeah, dude. My grandfather was a prepper. Go on.
Oh my God, no. Well, one of them is insane. The other one is ex-military. It all makes sense. Right? So we're all talking. It's so funny to hear him talk because I realize I'm like, all right, time to step the game up here because one of them's like, yeah, bro, I got the AK, I got the 9mm, and the other was like, oh yeah, man, I don't know, man. I've got 338s. Here's the deal. I'm good with archery. I got a bow and arrow. Claude, what about you? I'm like. I've got my kid's wiffle ball bat and some prayers. So, like.
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll eat you.
They're all looking at me like, God, he's kind of skinny. All right, I guess he's 5'11".
I guess we could boil him for the marrow, broth. And they're just trying to they're just cutting you up like a butcher. I don't know. We can keep him around for entertainment.
All right, I get the femur.
That's the Jews and the comedians. That's our job. We're like the tattoo artists when we go to prison. They're like, well, we'll tattoo you. We're like, okay, we can't for the pandemic. Right? We can't hunt. We can't really defend us. But when you come back after a long day of fighting off the crazies and finding food, you're gonna need some entertainment around the campfire. Okay, so Claude and I will be there. We'll be dancing for you. We're gonna make some ribs, but we can't
do anything, man. I'm like, I'm Scottish, but I'm the exact same boat. You know what I mean? I'm like, I realize I'm 5'11" and 128 pounds. These are supermodel statistics.
That's right. That's very sexy. If you could just
female supermodel statistics.
I don't know if the hospitals are overrun right now, but if you could just go have a couple operations, you're the perfect lady.
That's why I wouldn't make it in prison, man. It's like most women want my body, just not the same way I want theirs.
Dude, I love dad body jokes, dude. One of my openers was like, what did I used to say? Fuck, I gotta remember it. Let me do it on my own podcast. Lord, let me get this riff out.
You got this.
What's it like? I understand most women because most women hate. Like most women, I hate my body, and I'm not saying most women hate their body. I'm saying most women hate my body. I paraphrased my own fucking stand-up, Claude. I haven't done a spot in forever. I used to do stand up like 5 nights a week, 3 spots a night, going nuts. And then as things changed in life, as podcasting became a bigger part of my pie chart of availability for time and passion.
Yeah.
I barely do stand up anymore. Hell, I can't remember half my jokes. It's depressing sometimes, but also, what are you going to do?
Well, I mean, listen, like you said, you're constantly creating content.
Oh yeah. I'm always making stuff.
Creative. Yeah, so you're still performing. It's a different medium,
It really is. I'm fulfilled in such better ways, but nothing replaces the immediate alchemy of stand-up.
I know.
I mean, I can't. I miss it so much, and I will get back to it one day when it's right for my life.
Are you doing Zoom shows, or have you done any Zoom since?
I haven't, but I haven't been doing stand-up. I mean, I went full time at real estate a few years ago, and just kind of like it stole my heart and all my energy. I got so much. A lot of the connection that you get when you do stand up, you end up having one-on-one with clients anyways and stuff like that. And I was just kind of like swapping that in my life. It was like I was fulfilled. So I'm not going to blame the pandy for taking away stand up from me. I'm more like rooting for it to come back for all my loved ones, such as yourself and Jesus and all of our comic friends that I'm like, I know it's for I want them to be as happy as they can be. And I want it to come back for them. For me, I'm like, I'm probably not going to even get back into stand up for another 5 years. I don't know. No, if you got a spot, I'll come with you. Let's go. I'll put on a plastic 1960s helmet. We'll go do it.
Listen, I'll be C-3PO like you see in the background, and we'll just
I'll do it.
Trying to think what would be a good dad joke.
I'll just wear a hazmat suit and make it part of my act. I'm Hazmat Harry.
Yeah.
No, I ain't taking it off. Just like a grumpy guy. Yeah, I'll high five you as long as I can keep wearing this. Hazmat Harry. That's it.
I'll be your trusty sidekick with my C-3PO mask. Yes, I have a mask. I'm much safer than my friend Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Seriously. Obi-Wan with a mask on. He's like, it actually got through the mask. He pops out. I still got it. Lower dose, though. Less viral load.
There's my dad joke. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Thank you.
Oh, God. COVID Juan Kenobi. Hey, is this thing done yet? Is this pandemic over, eh? Because I got it twice. You can get it again, Holmes. COVID Juan Kenobi, folks.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I do these and the Zoom shows. And some of them are great. Some are run really well. But the way I describe it is some of the Zoom shows, honestly, it's not the same. It's like dry humping. You know?
Sure.
Dude, it's frustrating. It's painful. And nobody comes. So that would be my summation. But you know, you just gotta you roll with the punches. But and here's the other thing though. If you do the Zoom shows, you will listen. I applaud anyone because bombing on a Zoom show is 10 times worse than on stage.
That's what I've heard.
Well, here's why. Because on stage, you can kind of position yourself. I mean, I move a lot anyway, so I can see
you do. That's how you always tear your nutsack.
Totally. Good. Very good. But
I love that. Yeah.
You know, look, live on stage, you can position yourself where you don't see anyone. Where the lights are just blinding your retina.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. You're like, all right, they don't like this joke, and move on to the next one. Here we go. But on the Zoom, you're looking at everyone. So it's literally like, Jon Shefsky thinks you suck. Dad Fan thinks you suck.
Yep.
Jeremiah Watkins thinks you suck. You know, like whoever you see on there.
Yeah. And when you bomb on stage, you're like, at least I can retreat to my home and try to heal and get some health points back before I go back out in the world. But if you bomb nowadays on Zoom, you're bombing in your house. You're like, it followed me into my house. I sucked. I bombed here in my home court. Fuck.
Every time I see the cabinet, now I think of this shit.
Yeah, dude. Your wife's like, why are you remodeling that room? You're like, it needs to change. It reminds me of a very hard time. The pandemic? No. Bombing on Zoom. The 200,000 deaths. You're like, no, the pandemic was bad, but you know what was really bad? 7 minutes out of my 10 minutes bombed in front of 25 people in our bedroom, in my kids' room.
Why am I getting mad at myself? There's 25 people, 23 are comics, the other 3 are camera angles that the producer has set up. It doesn't matter.
But all in all, it is good that the Zoom stuff exists, right? Like even us being able to do this, I've always thought that this stuff sucked and I hated it. I was super grumpy. I'm grumpy about technology, Claude. Right. I just am. I feel like technology is overwhelming and clunky, and they've taken away like ways that they could make things like Google's email. It's like you could just make it simple, but instead it's really hard to see like where did the original email come from? Like they're almost trying to make technology think for us in ways that it's like I don't need it to think for me. I want it to assist me and help me. Exactly. And I've always been grumpy about it. But when something as big and crazy as this happens, now I realize I was like, oh, I absolutely love Zoom and Google Hangouts or whatever the different things I've done. But yeah, right. Anyways, I love this technology and appreciate it, and it's kept me sane in so many ways that like I'm thankful for it. You know,
sure, man.
And it's been especially I don't know how you feel, but having kids, like I like to be able to go. I used to go to the office every day, maybe 6 or 7 days a week. I was in the office working my butt off, but now it's like I can get the same amount of work done at home, and I can just walk outside and go hug my kid, even if it's just for 5 minutes, and be like, "What are you doing?"
Oh, dude,
that's cool.
Been great.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, when the writing gig was going on, I usually, fortunately, I lived 10 minutes away.
Yeah.
Where I was working, but I mean, I was there often, 9 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you get paid overtime. It's cool, but and then I try to work my schedule. I get out early. I could always put him to sleep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Feel cold?
Daddy's home. Why as I said that? I should say put him to bed, not to sleep.
Am I the only one who doesn't do jujitsu on their kids? Is it just me?
Put him to sleep. He's not an ailing German Shepherd. Listen, but but now, I mean, ever since the schedule changed, it's like what I would do is I would just take over at 3 p.m. I get up early, do all my stuff. My wife's got him, and then I've got him like the last 6 hours before 3 to 9, every day, which is great, So it's a brave new world.
That's so.
Are
you trying to subtly scare the shit out of me? I'm like, that's very optimistic. What did he just say? Fuck, it's happening.
No, I'm trying to drop as many subtle literary references to appear that I'm smart. That's all.
I love that. Hey, keep on going. Whatever makes you feel whatever makes your ego's penis come out of its shell, Claude. I'm very proud of you. You're very smart. You read books, at least in the Blinkist version. It's great. No, dude, that's great, and I'm thankful for it. And I haven't done or seen a Zoom show yet, but I'm glad that they're happening, and I'm glad that they're doing some of these outdoor shows. We just have to adapt. I was listening. Sam Harris had a guest on last night that was on at the beginning of the pandemic, and he was just on again. I forgot his name. Forgive me, but he was talking about mitigating risk. Like, there's no way to not live dangerously in the pandemic. However, we have to choose certain things because when it comes to our mental health, like, we do need to interact with other people. It would be nice to say, let's just lock it all off, lock it all down, and no one's talking to anyone until this thing is solved. But it's like, this isn't going away anytime soon, and we should try not to get it or give it. But like, comics should still be going and doing these outdoor shows if they're truly doing the social distance stuff. And it's like abortion. It's like the same thing with abortion. People doing back alley shows right now that are super dangerous. You and I both have some friends that are having them at their house and stuff like that. I'm just like, guys, like, that is actually disrespectful to yourself and to the people that are coming to it. I mean, I'm all about freedom, make the decisions, but like, let's not do that. But we need to provide a spot, just like with abortion, for people to safely do it, because they're going to do it either way. They just are. We need to provide a spot for people to do it safely.
Your analogy makes 100% sense. The problem is everybody's...
Thank you.
There's so many sensitive people. All they heard was, he just said comedy was abortion.
Yeah.
That's not what he's saying.
I don't give a shit about those people trying to catch up. They've got a long way to go before they can communicate with adults. So I'm just like, this is talking to other adults. If you get that hysterical from one word or two words, it's not right for you. You need to go to, what do they call, like, safe spaces or whatever? Because
take your little safe.
You're just not ready for the real world. Yeah. But for us, talking about it, that to me is just like the analogy that works. I don't know, but
yeah, no, I think so. You know what? The craziest thing I've heard this year. Now, obviously, it's been an insane year.
You were able to keep track of one crazy thing this year. I
John,
can't.
It's an insane time when the most normal thing about it is the Tiger King, right? So,
oh God, you're right, dude.
The most normal part of 2020.
Still haven't seen it, but I know so much of it because of the memes.
It's worth checking out for sure. It's very.
I know the show. I have never seen it, Claude, but I know when someone posts a meme and a joke about the show, I know exactly what they're referencing just from reading other people's memes or comments about the show.
Oh, listen, the three biggest arguments in marriage now have become money, sex, and how Carol Baskin killed her husband.
Yeah,
that's it.
I saw a meme and I laughed at it, and I haven't even seen it. I saw the one with the tiger pooping, and it said the authorities have located Carol Baskin's husband, or like the search is off. And I laughed, and I was like, John, how did you laugh at this? You didn't even watch it. It's like, but I know that they're assuming from this thing that he was eating. She fed him to the. Anyways, right. Go on, Claude. I'm sorry, I'm rambling.
No, sorry. I honestly, hands down, the craziest story I've heard. You reminded me, because you just brought this up about live shows. Craziest story I've heard is these college kids in Alabama. They have what's called Alabama COVID parties. Have you heard of this?
I've heard the term. I couldn't read the articles because I didn't want to be more depressed. But go on.
Oh my God! I swear, this is what they do. Just nutshell version. They charge a cover at the door. One of the guests is infected with COVID at the party. If anybody new contracts the disease, they win all the money in the pot. Now, John, I don't know about you. When I first heard this, I was shocked. I was like, no way. There's a college in Alabama?
You fucking asshole. You are such a California liberal. You can't be smart in the South. How dare you, Claude?
Hey, listen, I'm from Mississippi.
I'm just teasing. I'm teasing. I'm giving you a hard time. There was an old Todd Berry joke where he was talking about going on the road and talking to, like, I think it was either New York or LA comics that were just super elitist. And they're like, they could get your jokes out there. He's like, yeah, you fucking asshole. Like, we think like just the pretend, like Todd Berry was just like, yeah, you pretentious fuck. Like, So I always think of that, and I'm just teasing you as well. But I always have my guard up because I have so many Southern friends, and I love people from everywhere. But it's always funny how like California and New York's always like, you can't be smart unless you live here, and I'm like,
I know.
Fuck it.
Well, no, people just get. I just like that joke.
No, I know. I'm giving you a hard time. You know that I'm all about hugs and warmth, and also roasting the shit out of you when it's fun too. But,
yes, no, I'm all about. But I do defend Mississippi when people make fun of it right away for being dumb. Because I go, hello, 2 words, William Faulkner.
There you go.
You know what I mean? Come on.
And you do that joke when you're in Mississippi, and they're like, William fucked who?
Yeah.
I'm joking. So I'm on your side again. I'm just riffing both sides. I like to riff both sides.
Shit. Yeah. Whoa, and John, I don't want to. Let's see, what is it? 15. Yeah, I got like half an hour, so I don't.
Let's do it. Let's get into your fantasy house right now. Let's do it.
I don't want to forget to do something you want to do.
No, let's get into your fantasy house. Where is it located? What's the geographic location? Paint the picture for us.
Okay, we're gonna be in Monteagle, Tennessee, which is crazy, but I know it very well. My parents live in the area, and it's basically halfway between Chattanooga and Nashville. So
great. Okay.
An hour between both. It's a beautiful.
So the property's still affordable there. Okay.
Yes, totally. And
unlike Nashville, yeah.
But are you going to ask me that first question you thought you might ask me?
The first question, if you were a king?
Oh yes. You mean if I was king of the world for a day?
Yeah, now I'm excited. I'm excited that you were so excited to answer that because we had such a good conversation. I was like, we didn't even need to go into that question, but you want to answer it. I want to hear it. Let's do it.
Oh, you missed it. Wait, hold on. Let me go back. Hold on.
Are you playing Tom Petty's?
No. Wait. Ask the question again.
If you were king of the world, what is the first thing you would do? Is that Jeremiah as a bullfrog? It is.
Make sweet love to you. All right, I had that queued up.
And that's the answer for me. Let's get this on record, folks. If Claude Stuart was the king of the world, first thing he would do was make sweet love to Jon Shefsky. I'm honored. And if I was a girl, I'd be sliding around in my office chair right now. Oh.
Come on. I would, okay, first thing, let's elephant in the room. I'd eliminate COVID. Boom.
And how? Because we might need to use your plan. We might need to implement Claude's plan.
Yeah, that'd be step number 1. Step number 2, almost as important, I would bring back customer service.
How's it lost? I want to know.
It just, okay, what I'm saying, no more, just go to our website. I'm not going to be a person. You know what I mean? Just like, give me a human. No more robotic voices where I'm like yelling at it like we're getting divorced.
That'll come back. It'll come back when robots can talk more humanistically, but not until then. We're not getting people to be customer service ever again. Silicon Valley took that away.
You figured it out. That's it, John. Just teach empathy to robots.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's it. It'll come back. Okay. Is there a third thing or is that it?
That's all. Yeah. Sorry. Cats would love you unconditionally like dogs. I think that would be awesome. Because they're cute.
You sound like you've been hurt, Claude.
Yes, I had a cat that ignored me for years. I'm like, I'm feeding you, bitch.
Yeah, that's how cat
relationships are. Hug me. So, and finally, if a parking enforcement officer ever hands you a ticket, you can punch them in the face. No repercussions.
I used to be in a metal band when I was a young lad, and one of my favorite and our biggest songs was "Parking Meter Enforcers Deserve to Die," and it was a metal band just about like "fuck you," like it was just like a brutal metal song about.
Oh, that is awesome, John! Oh my God! And just for you, while you're punching them and they say stop, you go, "Sorry, I've already started."
Yeah! Oh my God! Are they not pieces of shit? If you're listening and you're a parking meter enforcer, change your ways immediately. Continue your job. Don't get me wrong. As Martin Luther King said, don't not do the media. Become the media if you hate the media. So don't stop being a parking meter enforcer. But can you fucking bring some humanity to it? I can't tell you how many of them I've had conversation with where I was like, there needs to be some marches against you pieces of shit. Holy they are just the angriest, grumpiest, meanest people in society. It is.
Dude.
I've met one or two that were all right, but most of them are just like, they are really got a chip on their shoulder.
You know what? If they apologize while they gave me the ticket, I'd actually be cool. You know, like, hey man, sorry, I'm just doing my job. Okay, all right, I get it. You're working.
Oh yeah.
Don't
No,
be a dick.
I mean, literally, my dad. We don't even live in I didn't grow up in a crowded city. I grew up in an easy suburb, and they started to raise revenues for our city. Eventually, they decided to start having these days of the week that they would do street sweeping, and you get tickets. Now, you might say, well, street sweeping keeps the streets clean. It does. However, there are many neighborhoods across the United States that have street sweeping, and they don't ticket you. They drive around the car because, on average, eventually those cars are not in the way, and they eventually get every area clean of the street. But in my city, to raise revenues, this is how politics is so silly. When I was a kid, they put the signs in. And so they just put the signs in. And my dad, God bless him, was working an all-night shift and had his car, came home, extremely tired in the early morning hours from working all night, parked his car, and the street sweeper pulled up right in front. And my mom goes, "Oh, the street sweeper's here." And he's giving your dad a ticket. I run outside in my boxers, talk to the ticket enforcer, and explained to him that my dad was working all night, and blah, 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 and goes, "Sorry, blah, blah, blah." Like, just like you're talking to a robot with no empathy and just no, like, camaraderie is like, "Hey, that's a great point. And sorry about it. I won't give you a ticket." And, that's just one of so many times where it's like, you guys are exploiting. You're not making things better. You're exploiting. But anyways.
Exactly. I don't know if you remember, this is about 7 years ago in West Hollywood specifically, but a lot of places in LA County.
Where I've gotten a lot of tickets, yes.
Oh, dude, yes, that's the worst. WeHo's the worst. But what they did is, like, the red area, they extended it by 6 inches. So, you know what I mean? And they didn't tell anybody. And
I'd like someone to extend me by 6 inches, and I'll tell everybody.
More like Long John Shefsky. Am I right?
So much. Wait, John Holmes, wasn't he part of a murder-suicide, Claude? What are you saying?
He covered it up. He didn't do it, but he did.
Did he cover it up with his penis?
Yeah.
That's a horrible dad roasts. They're really bad jokes. I can't help it. Okay, so they extended it by 6 inches without telling anybody, and then people started getting tickets, not realizing it.
Yeah, I mean, the argument they're making, yes, clearly you can tell the difference between red and gray, but still, they just everybody's thrown out. They're like, wait a minute, I've been parking here for years, and now my Jeep doesn't quite fit, so. I
mean, this is why everyone seems to be wanting to leave California, is because we can't raise enough money by being efficient with the money that they're taking from us for taxes.
Oh, I know.
And then they're just like, what are other ways we can screw over the citizens here and take more money from them, and then continue misspending it, like it's somebody else's money. So they're always doing that with taxes. I remember Santa Monica a couple of years ago and I don't know if they ever went through this, they were proposing putting weights, spending a ton of money, by the way, to put weights underneath all their parking meter spots. So the second you drive away, parking meter goes back to zero. So instead of, that little high you get when you pull up and you're like, hey, this meter still got 20 minutes on it, and you park in it, and it feels like cool, like a nice little win. Like, talk about taking a little bit of extra joy out of your city. Find other ways to spend the money, folks. They really have interesting ways of doing stuff. So
that's a great feeling. That's like an onion ring in your fries. You know what I mean? Like, what? Hello.
Honestly, and I'm all about that for mental health. Like, any extra little wins you can send out there that doesn't cost your city extra money is fantastic. So if you can have more people pulling up to their spots going, oh, sweet, that light's still blinking green, and get a little bit of dopamine rush from that, other than having to, do whatever else they got to do for their dopamine rushes, let them have that. But to take that away to try to raise more revenues, it's like, what did you spend the other revenues on? If you look into a lot of it, it's pretty insane how much money they make and where it's going. If you ever had to deal with the social system, you're like, they're wasting a lot.
They are wasting a lot. But the good news is Gavin Newsom has more hair gel. All right, here we go.
Gavin Newsom, you mean the guy from American Psycho? How is that guy I mean, I don't dislike him. I'm not going to pull the Rogan like, he's just so full of, I hate him. I mean, he's in a super tough position, but also, dude, there's a lot of what the fucks when you start reading into the policies that they do and the shit they write the checks for with our money. And
well, my only thing is, don't buy a $17 million home if you're worried about the state of your state. But
Claude, $17 million is the median home price in his neighborhood.
That's true. A fair point. I stand corrected, Shefsky.
Let's go to your fantasy house. I want to see this thing. I want a tour, baby.
Okay, here we go. So let's see. Let's do a couple of rooms. Let's start off with the master bathroom. It's a
master bathroom. Yeah. Show us.
Head feel.
That's right.
Yeah. As soon as you said that, I'm expecting Lars to pop up. Okay, the way we wrote
this is James Shefsky with Lars, and you're playing Lars.
There's a giant hot tub. Now, when I say hot tub, I'm not talking about jacuzzi. I mean just a bunch of really hot bikini-clad women lounging in a bathtub.
Oh, right. Your wife's going to hear this episode and be like, "That's the first thing in the house." Okay.
Well, the great thing about my wife, she'll hear me say that. She'll go, never going to happen. Also, there's going to be personal massage tables.
Yes.
And it was beautiful. It's great. They got these any candle scent you want. I myself, I love lavender. I love cinnamon.
I love lavender.
Oh, dude, lavender is fantastic. Vanilla, a little bit of vanilla is fantastic. My wife would probably allow anything but patchouli. I think she'll stop that. However, the
anti-hippie act of 2020, your wife will not allow anything patchouli in your house?
Yeah, it's a little bit of like, it reminds me of that stripper named Raven from Des Moines. But the point is, on these...
She's not in the hot tub?
No.
Okay.
Personal massage tables, the masseuses are only little people. Now, hear me out. This is not politically incorrect. This is not for a mockery. It just makes complete logical sense.
Yeah, I got to hear this theory.
Okay. Well,
while I'm getting a massage from a little person on the show as you and I are talking. Yes, go on. That's what's happening. Imagine us interacting and doing everything you're giving us a tour, we're doing. So when you show us food,
okay, awesome.
Wait, you show me lavender, I'm smelling the lavender. You show me a jacuzzi with bikini women, I'm smelling the bikini women in the jacuzzi. Anything. We're doing all of it. So right now we're getting massaged by little people, and you're telling me why.
This is exactly why. Their hands are naturally closer to the massage table, and normal-sized adults are just going to bend over, hurt their backs, damage their lower lumbar, maybe specifically between T3 and T4. So it's like it just makes sense. It's
very kind of you.
Well, yeah, and then a normal-sized masseuse ends up hurting their back. They're going to need massage. It's a racket, John.
So what's the name of the masseuse that I've got right now on my back and the one on your back that's massaging your back?
I have a Tranquility, and you have actually her name, ironically, smells like the bathroom. Cinnamon. All right. So Cinnamon's actually helping me work out some of the stuff in my back right now. This is so great. Oh, fantastic.
I haven't had a back massage in a long time, so I'm like, oh, this sounds amazing.
It's the best. They get the palm and the elbow, and it's.
Oh, yeah, they walk on your back, but you're like, it's not doing much. That's because you're only 83 pounds. Damn it.
So there's also this lovely bathroom. It's very lavish. It comes fully equipped with a bathroom attendant. So the bathroom attendant is fantastic. He's like a bartender with mouthwash. He's got every type of mouthwash you can envision, from coconut water to wasabi. You know what I mean? Like, well, whatever you're doing.
Wasabi mouthwash? That's the one I'm going for, dude. You just mentioned it. I'm gargling that. Oh, that's so good. It just makes me want some more. Oh, I love it.
Surprisingly cleansing. But here's the thing. Because the bathroom attendant worked for years in LA, the entire time he's doing his job, but he's also pitching you a screenplay.
In your fantasy house, you have someone like, hey, would you just do me a favor? Would you just like read this and just let me know your thoughts? I know you work with a couple people that might be able to get this done, and I think it's really good. John, you may appreciate this. For fathers with children who want to feel at home, even though you're alone, you're trying to relax, you still want your life to be, kind of reminded. Yeah. While you're relaxing in the shower, there's a constant audio loop playing of several kids knocking loudly on the door, screaming, "Daddy, Brandon called me a poop head." That sounds about right.
And immediately followed by a woman's voice yelling, "Honey, I told you not to drink grape soda on the white carpet."
Oh, dude.
That's my
so
life.
Good. So good. It is so nutshell what goes on. Claude, I used to think back to being a dad and thinking all these different things before being a dad. When I was younger and I would see these things on TV, when comedians would joke about it, I would think that it was all just like hack cliche stuff. And then now experiencing that, you'd be like, oh no, reality portals, depending on which choose your own adventure you go on, has the hack cliche experiences that are real. So all this stuff is like, that's just TV. That's just Roseanne. That's just watching a dumb, boring network. But then you're like, no, that's exactly like every show where the guys go to the bar after work. You don't understand it until you're married. You're like, it's so, why can't they be more creative? And then you're married. You're like, oh no, they're just escaping. They're trying to have some freedom after work, because when they go home, it is 100% not relaxing.
Well, I didn't know. No, you made a great point. Because every episode with the kids, like, oh, the kid repeats the adult, and we've heard that a million times. No, but they do. Like,
Totally.
Kids are little sponges. And this is probably about 3 weeks ago. We're in the neighborhood. I'm walking with my boy, right? And we see one of the neighbors, and the neighbor goes, "Oh wow, you're still living at your mother-in-law's, huh?" And I go, "Oh, well, temporarily. Yes, temporarily." And then my son goes, "But Daddy, you just said we're all living in hell." I stand corrected.
Dude, I want to high five little Claude right now. That's such a funny quote.
Then this is just for
Please tell me that's in your act, right? You talk about that, right?
Yeah,
that's such a good bit. It's such a good little, so true.
Now I don't know if everybody will get this. I think you'll get this, but not only do you have to watch what you say, but I have to watch even talking on the phone to one of my friends. I've got one of my crazy conspiracy buddy friend, one of those prepared guys I was telling you, right? So I'm on the phone with him, right? I get off the phone, I don't even think about it. And then I'm playing this little imagination game with my son. We're doing the world's worst potato chip was the premise. I go, all right, buddy, what do you think would be the world's grossest potato chip? Do you think it would be like a trash can chip or would it be a toilet chip? My son goes, well, I think the grossest chip would be the one that Bill Gates wants to put in my head.
He said that?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Because he heard my friend talking to me.
Oh my God. I can't. That's so crazy. That's hilarious. The theory is remedial hilarious too. We're just like, none of that makes actual sense. None of this weighs against any logic, but yes.
It's like a triple layer joke. You're like,
so good.
However, he said that,
Dude,
oh my God,
Claude, he's your material right there. He's got everything. Okay, so we just got done getting our massages. We got done. I just gargled wasabi mouthwash, and I have a screenplay now called Dad Joke, and I'm gonna read it. Thanks to your fucking bathroom attendant, who is a splendid human being, and we appreciate his artwork. And little does he know, I have no more power than him to get this thing made, but I'm going to read it because I want to give him feedback, and maybe it'll just be a pleasure for me to read.
By the way, John, I have a quick one for you. Here's a quick screenplay. Just think about it. You've got strippers in the bathroom. You sell real estate. Let's just think about it. Working title: Indecent Foreclosure. All right. Anyway, here we go.
I love it. Indecent Foreclosure. Oh my God. I wish we still had, we used to do Sticker of the Month Club, but it was way too much work. But I would totally do a Photoshop, a badass little script that says Indecent Foreclosure by both of us, dude. Oh my God. It's so cool. That would be such a great Sticker of the Month. Okay. So after having that wasabi mouthwash though, I am kind of, it's getting my whistle. I need to eat something now. Do you want to go to the kitchen or somewhere where we can eat in your fantasy house?
Oh yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna. I'll definitely do an order from Grubhub now. On the way to the kitchen, You're
doing an order from Grubhub in your fantasy house? Claude, people have robot kitchen chefs here. People have magical portals. My buddy Mike Ishak had a portal to his aunt's Indonesian kitchen. You're like, oh no, I have a coupon for Grubhub on my app in fantasy house. I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. What are we ordering?
It's because I know nothing about cooking other than mac and cheese and fish sticks. Dude,
I'm Jewish white trash, dude. That's all I ate when I was a kid. My mom would make tuna salad in Kraft mac and cheese. I probably have just weird tumors inside my stomach right now of just weird chemicals from that, just Costco plastic because of just a childhood of mac and cheese and tuna casserole. All right.
Oh my God, John.
What are we getting Grubhub?
Hey, visual joke, John. Here's how white trash I am. Look what's in my room.
Yes.
Jumbo mayonnaise.
Oh yeah, dude. I love ordering those from Costco. Do you know how much tuna you can make with one of those things, depending on how much mayonnaise you use? At least 2 cans.
It's amazing. It's sorry. Okay, so yeah, on the way to get some food, let's stop by the rec room. We have an awesome rec room right here in Monteagle, Tennessee. Check this out, man. Are you jonesing for a little activity? Yeah. Let's do it. I've got Murphy beds that allow you to bungee jump.
Yeah.
Come on. That's right. Eat your heart out, Sean White.
How do those work? Let's do it. Let's experience it.
What happens is you lie down on them. They're so comfortable. You get a little relaxing. I'm just about to fall asleep. But right when that happens, there's a spring that kind of jabs you right in the ass, and you're like, whoa, what happened? You spring up, then the bed springs up, catapults you 38 feet into the air because the ceiling is right there. You get a little scared because you get dangerously close to the ceiling, but as soon as you do, you realize, bam, you already got the bungee cord on. It's already wrapped around you. It's attached to the ceiling. It's doing. You are a human slinky. You're completely safe.
That's so rad. I love that. Dude, oh, you're pushing it. I love that you pushed that. That's so great.
So that's definitely in there. All the balconies come equipped with hang gliders.
That's rad.
You know, there's a group of people debating the entire time what exactly is the difference between parasailing and paragliding. Although they never do it, the discussion is interesting. There's part of the rec room that is just kind of dedicated to Jackass. You know, there's giant shopping carts.
Oh, I love scale stuff, dude. I love giant stuff, giant or tiny stuff. Anything that's scale and not normal size. Yes, I love the intro for Jackass. Is that? Yeah, dude. Okay, so that's in there. Keep going. Sorry, I got excited.
No worries, man. You got the giant shopping carts, and then my favorite thing. I used to tell people, like in the early '90s, me and my buddies would. I used to say that I was on the cutting edge before Jackass, but I'm sure Johnny Knoxville has been doing that shit ever since he was a fetus. But what we used to do is we would jump from the roof to the trampoline to the pool.
Dude. That was for kids with chutzpah. I was always like, guys, that's not a good idea.
It's not safe.
I don't even understand how people who have proprioception, like, it's taken me almost 40 years to get some form of proprioception. I don't even know how people control their bodies in movement, like when they're not on the ground. I honestly, it's a developmental thing. My dad thinks that, like, when I was a kid, my mom and my grandma were super protective and never let me, like, walk around and do stuff where I was like, pick him up, hold him, get him in the stroller. And they were always like, very like, be careful. And I just don't even know how you guys do that. And that's probably why I'm such a big fan of, like, extreme sports, because it blows my mind that you could, like, comfortably take the risk and then, like, control your body and then jump into a trampoline and then get into the pool. To me, that's like this, like, Harvard math equation that I'm just like, oh, that doesn't work out. That doesn't make sense on paper. My brain can't. I don't understand. So kudos to you for taking those risks. That's hilarious.
I wasn't wise, but I was fun.
And you're still here.
I made it. Somehow I made it. The key is that if you do jump from the roof to the tramp to the pool, it's honestly easier to just land on your butt, because you're not trying to control yourself. So you're not going to wobble. If you land on your butt, boom, then you would naturally just kind of flip into the pool.
Yeah.
If you land on your feet, you really got to. You can do it, but you're probably going to at least do a flip into the pool. You're catapulted.
Yeah, and it creates such a funny picture right now too. Boom, splash.
Boom! Then what? Guess what? You land in the pool, which is right outside the balcony, and now we've got super soakers that spray alcohol of your choice. So mine is I'm a bourbon man. I like whiskey. Yeah.
Yes, and we're in the South. You got to have your Southern whiskey.
Oh my God!
Bourbon, right?
Yeah, you have to. Out of Kentucky, I do enjoy Bullet, but my favorite is Maker's Mark. That's really my favorite. My son calls it, Daddy wants to be a lone juice. But no, I normally wait. I wait till he goes to bed. But I do have a soft spot for it because, honestly, John, it's the first type of alcohol I consciously remember stealing from my daddy's cabinet.
Oh yeah, so you have a nostalgic, like, memory recall when you drink it. Yeah, absolutely. That's great.
I mean, now it just kind of reminds me of unemployment, but then. It was fantastic.
Oh, dude, so good. Well, that's what I'm going to have from the Super Soaker, too. I'm having whatever you're having. You're having Maker's Mark, dude. I'm into it. Although I hope that there's one that also shoots out the hot red wax so I can still feel the cool.
Yes, that's what I love about it, that hot red wax candle.
Yeah, and dude.
Now I think they've got, like, Mila Kunis and some really beautiful women who are, like, doing ads for it, which I think is awesome.
She's better. A form of hot red wax. Yeah, Mila Kunis. Mwah!
Oh, my goodness. I know. I did 6 episodes of that 70 show. Not one scene with her. All right. Here we go.
This is why, though. They knew beforehand. They're like, and make sure anything that Claude's in, just have him scheduled on Thursday through Sunday. But Mila won't be there. They're like, yes exactly.
Hold on, John. Let me just pick up that unnecessary credit I dropped. All right, we got it. Listen, so we're going to do that. And you can, there'll be a bartender. Actually, they'll kind of help you choose your selection to get super soaked.
Yeah.
And also, I admit I did kind of steal this from a really funny commercial, but I took it to the next level.
That's okay.
The doorbell is not going to be a doorbell. It's going to be a live rock band that goes, ding motherfucking dong.
I love that, dude. That's so great, dude. A live rock band in your house just for the doorbell.
Totally. I think it was from a pizza commercial. I forget, but this guy's so rich he doesn't have a doorbell. He just has like a lounge singer on the piano. He goes ding dong. So I just try to, rock it up a little bit.
I love it.
And then finally, I don't have a huge sweet tooth, but I do have a soft spot for any concoction of peanut butter and chocolate. So I'm going to have a giant slingshot that catapults and just shoots Reese's peanut butter cups into your mouth anytime.
So, I love it. I'm having those. And dude, that's so delicious sounding right now. I can't wait for Halloween. Cheap, bad for you chocolates galore. Yes. And Reese's peanut butter cups are some of my favorites.
Oh man, that is my thing. Now I have okay, I know it's getting later than I thought, but I want to tell you about the lounge. We're going to walk in the lounge.
Tell me about the lounge.
Okay, first of all, hey, are you hungry? Sure, why not? There's going to be constant hors d'oeuvres, everything from, anything basically if you're from a Prince to white trash. So you got caviar, you got Little Debbie snack cakes, whatever you want.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I'm a fan of both. Yeah. There's also going to be a live band doing karaoke. It was basically the band leader, if you will. He's got a form of musical Tourette's. And it's always 80s songs. That's why I started this band. So normally, like in conversation, he'll be talking to you. I'll be like, "Hey, John, the other day I was loving like a bomb, baby. Come on, get it on. Living like a lover with a red."
I'm in the background. I'm not even singing. So if that's the song we're doing, I've just got my one arm behind my back and I got one drumstick.
And I kind of have that too, man, because I'm a kid of the 80s. I'll do that. I don't even mean to do it, John, but I'll be like, even in an argument with my wife, I'll be, honey, what I'm saying is just listen. You never listen. Josie's on a vacation far away.
Whenever my wife gets mad at me, I just go like, whoa, I'm just living on a prayer. Cut me some slack, please. I'm just living on a prayer over here. I'm just trying. I'm trying so hard.
That's brilliant because you really are living on a prayer. I think what you could do.
But then she walks away, Claude, and I go, girl, don't go away, man. Dude. Just go away.
Oh my God, I love it. By the way, I used to tell my little sister that Bret Michaels, Vince Neil, and Janie Lane from Warrant were all the same dude, and she believed me.
Just like I believe that the Nelson twins were actually related to Willie Nelson. They actually are, but I still was like, they aren't, but they are.
Wow, you were on more weed than Willie. So
right.
Basically, no, I do suggest this, though. If she does walk away, she gets all mad at you. If you're going to sing an 80s song, maybe do something empowering to her that she might know. Kind of like, what can I find a woman like that?
Is that an 80s song?
Yeah. That's Jesse's Girl.
But I did a newer band cover it, and I thought that they were just making a version of an 80s song. Okay. What can I find a woman like that? Jesse's Girl. Yeah, of course it's an 80s song. Got it. I am mentally handicapped times of the day.
Shoot. And speaking of 80s, so there's also going to be in the lounge, we've got 80s throwback activities.
Okay.
We've got everything from a slinky to a sit and spin to a slip and slide. We got a big wheel. We got a green machine. And of course, the entire time you can hang out while drinking Coke and eating Pop Rocks.
Oh yeah, dude. I love it. Did Grubhub ever show up? What did we order from Grubhub? We have to eat them while the credits are rolling for the end of the episode.
Oh, sorry. We're eating Grubhub. Yeah, we got actually nothing but Pop Rocks and Coke showed up. Also, the colors. I forgot.
You guys had so much drunk food at your fucking fantasy house, Claude. You're like, first I'm going to get you drunk on a Maker's Mark, and then we're just going to get full. Our stomachs will be full on Pop Rocks and Coke. So your doctor's appointment is tomorrow at 11.
I forgot to tell you about the colors are constantly changing, and they're actually painted in emotion more than they are actually color. So you've got your standard blossoming blue, melancholy magenta, and for my parents, resentful red.
Is this the walls of the house or the lighting?
These are the lighting.
Oh wow! Okay, very inside out. Okay, yeah, very theming emotional colors.
Totally crazy. So it's like. You said inside out. That's 90s, but I'm still going to go, I would swallow my pride. I would choke on the rind, but the laughter will keep me empty inside. All right. So,
and then, but Fantasy House with Claude. I was thinking Inside Out, the Pixar movie, but yeah, Inside Out the band as well, too.
Also, you need a sponsor. If you're going to make this happen, you do need a sponsor.
Your fantasy house has a sponsor? Are you talking about our AA sponsor, or are you talking about...
Well, no, that's later. But yes, that's around 9 when Claude the 5th goes to bed. But we do have because there's giant big screens everywhere. We do have 2 TV channels who are sponsors. We have the Hallmark channel, who's a sponsor. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the Hallmark channel, their ad slogan is "Watch 2 has-beens take 3 hours to kiss," which is a little.
So they haven't bought any of your scripts lately.
Not yet, but that's still, they're doing a better job than Lifetime, because Lifetime's slogan is "Men suck until the 3rd act."
But isn't that how life is, though? It takes us a while to mature and really bring it and bring our best selves to any relationship. I mean, Lifetime's spot on. I mean, look at us, Todd. We're 2 dads podcasting in the middle of a pandemic. We've got a long way to go.
I know. I was going to say we've already won, but yes, you're right. We have a long way to That's for the ladies. Men also have. There's 2 kind of TV channels that work with us. We have ESPN2. Their new ad slogan is "When she just won't shut up," and then there's Red Lobster just started working with us. They actually have 2 ad slogans, John. One is Red Lobster, "When you can't afford Olive Garden."
That is so pathetic and so true. I'm not Italian, and my Italian friends absolutely hate Olive Garden. But if you give me unlimited breadsticks, I am such a carb tard. I don't care how bad, quote, the food supposedly is.
Yeah.
They have raviolis with smoked cheese in it. I'm like, I don't care if it's corporate machine-made processed food. I will still eat it. Do I prefer authentic Italian food from Osteria Mama in Los Angeles on Larchmont? Yes, of course I do. But if you say, hey, John, what's going on? You want to just grab some ravioli real quick and unlimited breadsticks, you carb tard?
Oh, my God.
I ain't complaining, dog. I am thankful and grateful.
Hey, listen, it's a pandemic. Saving money. You had me at unlimited.
That's true. Also, unlimited insulin going through your body. It's deadly, Claude. You've got to be careful with those carbs.
We're going to put die and diabetes. John, I forgot to tell you, the other ad slogan of Red Lobster is "Red Lobster, because she is almost worth it."
That is... Actually, I actually like that one better. That's because she's almost worth it. Well, Claude, first of all, people aren't going to... Your wife's not going to be able to hear this episode if you offer up going to Red Lobster anytime soon. Second of all, where can people find you?
Oh, here, just type in my name. That's the easiest thing to do.
Okay.
It's CLAUDE, Claude, and then Stuart is spelled STUART. You can go to ClaudeStuart.com. You can hit, Instagram is, at Claude Stuart 4, because I'm the 4th. But yeah, if you type in Claude Stuart, all my social media pops up.
Oh, man. I love it. Thank you for doing this. I feel like a hashtag blessed guest getting to come to your house. So much fun. Hey, what meal are we eating? Are we eating anything?
I'm actually...
I know we're joking about Pop Rocks, but you were getting Grubhub. I need to know, what are we eating while the credits roll?
Oh, sorry. Oh, yes. Okay, we're getting filet mignon, and we're getting Caesar salad, baked potato, loaded baked potato. And then I think maybe we'll do some shrimp cocktail for a little...
God, I love shrimp cocktail. So just a question. Is that your death row meal right there?
I think so.
Okay.
Maybe I might make it fried shrimp because I love that too. It's
dude, shrimp cocktail and fried shrimp. I will have a vomitorium bucket with you and just go until our bodies are too tired to continue. Because if you give me dude, that's like eating cooked broccoli and steamed fresh broccoli. You get the benefits of both. It's the same thing with the shrimp, fried shrimp and then fresh. Like rock shrimp, the big ones in like homemade cocktail sauce with Claude,
it's juicy.
I'm having my tongue's got a tongue boner. That's so what a meal. What a meal. Thank you so much for doing this, dude.
Thank you, brother. I had a blast. I really appreciate it.
Dude, your imagination was just so much fun. It was so great, dude. And the riffing and talking beforehand, such a blast. Thank you. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to this episode of Fantasy House with Claude Stuart. I hope you had a good time. If you have never subscribed to the show, please hit the subscribe button. Go to YouTube right now and just subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's Fantasy House Podcast. It's on YouTube, and that would mean the world to me. And if you've already subscribed and you're already a fan of the show, hit the share button, baby. Send this to somebody you know. I know you know somebody that this would be a fun way to break the ice. Just be like, hey, check out my boy Shefsky's podcast. His guest Claude Stewart's on today. It's going to be fun. just that kind of stuff. Really appreciate it. Give us a review if you get a chance on Apple Music too. All right, you guys have a great time. Be silly. Have fun. Mwah!